Chapter 7: Qualitative Research Methods. The theories and techniques associated with the naturalistic paradigm and qualitative research methods have become accepted enough to engender a political, ideological, and even economic backlash. Underlying principles of naturalistic work. In virtually every area of LIS research, from system design to user education evaluation, the series of factors that finally lead a user to an interaction with some part of an information system is increasingly complex. Naturalism as a research paradigm. Naturalism is an approach that posits reality as holistic, based on the perceptions of individuals and communities and continually changing. Naturalism and LIS research. In LIS, qualitative research is usually most useful when the information and interactions concerned are so new, so complex, or so unexplored that researchers are working to understand the cognitive, affective, and behavioral aspects of the phenomenon. Rule of mixed multi-method research. A mixed methods or multi-methods approach, in some cases, provides the necessary array of data. The mixed methods approach posits as a false dichotomy the absolute forced choice of either qualitative or quantitative methods. There are 4 basic principles guide mixed method design. Determine and adhere to the theoretical impetus underpinning the project. Work to account for the impact of the method that is brought into the primary methodological thrust. Drive the design decisions from the assumptions of the base method. Employ only the essential data sets. Ethical concerns. Contrasting consequential ethics and non-consequential ethics provides a framework for many LIS decisions in the field. Data gathering techniques. The act of gathering data for a qualitative study is an involving process rooted in ongoing analysis. It involves more than obtaining discrete units of information. Thus, data gathering is envisioned as a process rather than a procedure. It requires analytic judgment rather than a pre-planned routine. Design remains flexible throughout the study because you have to work out questions to examine new ideas and themes that emerge during data gathering. Sampling. No single formula provides the correct sample size for a qualitative study. The depth, complexity, and richness of the data are critical, but identifying a representative sample is not even a consideration since the purpose of the research is to understand, not to generalize. Observation. Observation is a broad category of data gathering in which the naturalistic researcher must choose a point of balance between observing and participating. Carefully documented watching and or listening may be augmented with judicious interviewing and the collection of artifacts. Interviews. Interviews are a valuable qualitative method for researchers who make effective choices along the continuum between structured and unstructured interviews. Interviewing can be quite appealing to the informants even when payment is not employed as an incentive. Documents, questionnaires, diaries, journals, papers, and more. Questionnaires vary by means of delivery: in-person, telephone, mail, email, WW, and point of contact, and format: open-ended questions, attitudinal scales, multiple choices questions, ratings, and rankings. This is perhaps the most thoroughly studied from all gathering. Data analysis tools and methods. Two principles of qualitative data analysis recur in virtually all descriptions of it. First, analysis is an ongoing process that feedbacks into the research designs right up to the last moment of data gathering. Second, whatever theory, model, or working hypothesis eventually develops must grow naturally from the data analysis rather than standing to the side as a prior statement that the data will affirm or refute. Discourse analysis. Discourse analysis developed by Michel Foucault has the capacity to track historically the origins of and challenges of mainstream ideas and to illustrate marginalized ideas through an open, conceptualized process of discovery that centers of analysis of power dynamics. Discourse analysis can be linguistically or culturally based. Content analysis basic. Content analysis is based on the premise that the many words from interviews, observations, and documents can be reduced to or organized into categories in which words or word units share the same central meaning or connotation. Content analysis is applied in qualitative, quantitative, and mixed method studies. The constant comparative method of content analysis. Originally, the constant comparative method was described in 4 stages. First, comparing incidents applicable to each category. Second, integrating categories and their properties. 3, delimiting the theory. And 4, writing the theory. Coding data. Coding lies at the heart of the constant comparative method in that units of data are compared to each other in terms of their fit into the developing coding scheme. Coding does not descriptively paraphrase the interview or observation notes. Instead, it identifies the main categories as well as associated subcategories so that eventually all units of data can be organized according to these codes. Moving from codes to theory. The process of moving from coding to theory or pattern generation is ongoing, but when saturation has been reached, it is necessary to leave the field and begin the final analysis. Developing grounded theory. The current practice of grounded theory development posits the research process context as crucial to both data analysis and theory generation. Grounded theory work values the process of continuously developing, refining, and enhancing theory in recognition of the contributions that other studies, perspectives, and minds can make to the original effort. Ensuring integrity. Ensuring integrity is no more difficult for naturalistic work than it is for positivist work, but again, the means differ. And here are the primary techniques. Presentation of findings. First, in almost any forum, it may be necessary to explain the concepts behind naturalistic methods. Second, qualitative research requires great detail and explication of both data gathering and data analysis. Third, one ethic of particular value to qualitative research requires the researcher to make some return to the community. Fourth, in almost every case, researchers must make active, careful decisions about giving voice to the participants. Finally, if research is simply to help us understand the world, then the act of the scholars publishing solely for other scholars in the same field makes a modest contribution to that goal. Summary. As LIS scholars lead the information community's development of information systems and services for users, they must maintain a solid grounded in the purpose behind their work, understanding what users encounter as they move through the complex, multidimensional, and dynamic experience of information interactions provides that solid groundings. Qualitative research methods enrich and arguments the toolbox of LIS research approaches. Applied research of human experience centers on problems of such complexity that no single paradigmatic approach can suffice.